Welcome everybody to this installment of Dad's on Wrestling, here live from Long Beach Clothing Company, 4218 Atlantic Avenue in Long Beach, California. It would be kind of odd, if they called this place Long Beach Clothing Company, but they were in, Lakewood or something like that.
Well, Lakewood's Long Beach close enough.
Close enough, but then it would be the Lakewood Clothing Company.
Yeah, true.
In any event, we're here live at Long Beach Clothing Company, as we always do, to give you our WWE prediction shows. This Sunday is Money in the Bank.
Yes, always one of the more, actually last couple of years, one of the more talked about pay-per-views of the calendar year.
Yes.
Especially after last year's craziness.
Yes. But everyone remembers the CM Punk John Cena angle.
Yes.
Or was it an angle?
We don't know. You'll never know.
We do know, but
we know.
We just gotta play it off. Anyway,
we know. Yeah.
Let's get straight to the nitty-gritty pre-show match.
Okay, first of all, if you're going to have the tag team champions on a pay-per-view card, how about, I don't know, put them in a tag team title match against, the number one contenders, the primetime players?
That's so outside the box thinking that I don't think WWE is on that level yet.
Bet you Dixie would have done it.
She did make the greatest man that ever lived the world heavyweight champion.
Well, Bruce Pritchard did that. Dixie's
Don't tell nobody else.
Oh, okay, got it.
Due to the fact that Hunico and Camacho are not the number one contenders, do not have any kind of steam or momentum going in this match.
Yeah.
They literally are like, here's two guys. We'll just put them on TV.
Yeah.
The awesome, no wait, that's not it. No, that's not it. The Boom Truth. I think that's
the Aaron Austin.
The grumbling. Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Double A. I'm completely jacking you for that, like my name was Ice Cube, jacking some beats. The Boom Truth.
Here in Long Beach, it's very appropriate.
Even though he was straight out of Compton, actually he's from South Central. Worked with the Hit Squad out in New York.
It's awesome.
I'm going with the Boom Truth to retain.
As am I. Actually, it's not even a title match. It's just a tag team match.
Seriously?
Seriously,
WWE? You can't even make it for the titles? No. That's fair.
I'm
going to do something that hasn't been done for a long time, because usually we're sitting doing the gratuitous dad's walkout.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm gonna try to explain the fact they're not defending titles, because their titles don't look near as good as Rico Dynamite's Battleground Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Those freaking Spartan belts are hideous.
Yes.
So this one is not. This one has been claimed to be looking better than the WWE Championship belt on a recent After the Bell comment board.
That is correct.
So, thanks. Shout out to the fans out there, because you know the truth, and the truth shall win the match on Sunday.
I don't think he will.
I think they will.
But they will win the match, but I don't think it's going to be Truth. I think it'll be Kofi that gets the pin. Because if you remember, Truth came out a couple weeks ago for a match and didn't even get in the match. I'm not sure if he's 100% from his injury or not. Kofi will probably carry the majority of the match.
Very likely. Okay. Then you have the two. Well, you know what? We'll do the Money in the Bank matches first, I guess.
No, let's do the world title matches, because it's not called World Title Defense pay-per-view. It's called Money in the Bank pay-per-view. So the matches that we should be talking about and spotlighting should be the Money in the Bank match.
Okay. The World Heavyweight Championship is being challenged by Alberto Del Rio as Sheamus defends, and I do believe Destiny will prevail.
I hope so. They're getting ready to come into LA next month for SummerSlam. Huge Latino demographic.
Huge pop last year for Alberto cashing in and winning the WWE Championship.
If they seriously want to get the most out of their money, they will put the strap on Alberto, have him come to LA, the man of destiny. I completely agree with you. Alberto Del Rio is going to win the match.
All right, now moving on to the very controversial, very talked about WWE Championship match. As
people actually talk about the WWE title?
Well, mainly because of AJ this time, unfortunately.
I thought people only talked about the WWE title when John Cena was in it.
Oh, not true.
You mean the WWE Universe is actually starting to smarten up?
That's what Vince wants you to think.
Oh.
I'll tell them I know what they want. That kind of crap.
All right,
CM Punk defending against Daniel Bryan with AJ as the referee, of course. The big factor.
Yes.
So are you saying yes because you think Bryan is going to become the WWE champion, or are you saying yes because AJ's just that hot in the referee's outfit?
Because AJ's that hot in the ref's outfit.
Okay, all right.
AJ's hot in anything.
This is true.
They could put a potato sack over her and tie it up with little strings. She'd still look gorgeous.
As long as you do the same thing you did with Sable when they did that, have her like kind of this ridiculously skimpy bikini after that.
Well, she doesn't have, some of the features that Sable did to make that really work, so.
But she's still got a decent enough body work.
Yeah.
Alright, so now that we've been through this page about this,
That's what we're accused of being all the time anyway by the cripple, so.
That's true. Very true, very true. I gotta believe that it's not time yet.
No.
I think they're gonna let this thing go one more month. And at SummerSlam, you're going to get your wish and see them in a epic gimmick style match, either Iron Man or some sort of ridiculously wrestling-themed gimmick match. Not some crappy gimmick match like Iron Man or Best of 3 Falls or something that's going to showcase these guys where they should be on a bigger stage than Money in the Bank.
I would like to hope so, but who's to say that Bryan can't come into that epic encounter as the champion?
And have Punk regain it again? Or somehow retained via shenanigans?
Shenanigans.
Alright.
Shenanigans is the new favorite word here on the channel.
It's not new.
Well, no, we've been using it for a minute, but I just thought, I'd point it out.
Okay.
If they haven't caught on,
which they should have by now, seriously.
hashtag shenanigans.
That's right.
If you want Jeff to answer a question after the bell, forget hashtag HTB, hashtag shenanigans.
That's right. HTB, is that a Who's the Jam
Did I say HTB?
You did?
Okay, ATB. You know what I mean.
GHB, HTB, it's all the same drug when you're watching the Captain Studios channel.
This is true.
Alright, we got shenanigans in the dressing room.
Yep.
Oh, I gotta love it. Okay. Anyway, yeah.
Money in the Bank.
Well, I don't think I actually made my pick.
Oh, okay.
I think you've swayed my opinion in the fact that Bryan will go into SummerSlam as the WWE champion.
I think if WWE is intelligent, and let's just be honest, they haven't proven themselves to be.
No.
I think with Triple H now at the command, some serious research needs to be done into market research and demographics and all that stuff. And upon doing said research, they would find that Daniel Bryan, formerly Bryan Danielson, is a two-time Pro Wrestling Guerrilla Heavyweight Champion. This is very true. Which their home base is in Reseda, California, LA.
Hollywood.
They put the strap on Bryan, whether it's here so he can go in as champ, or even at SummerSlam. They're going to get a huge reaction for him. The smarks that reside out here, the Guerrilla faithfuls, the NWA Hollywood faithfuls that know that he was supposed to be in the finals of the tournament for the NWA Heavyweight Championship after they took the strap from TNA.
Yes.
All those people are just going to go apeshit.
Yes. So hopefully it'll happen Sunday, and then he can retain at SummerSlam. All right, for the World Heavyweight Championship contract, Money in the Bank. Yeah. Damian Sandow.
Wade Barrett.
Shit. Damian Sandow, Tyson Kidd, your boy, Christian.
Antonio Cesaro. Damn it!
Santino Marella, no longer Lord Tenzai, Cody Rhodes, Dolph Ziggler, and Sin Cara.
It's only 7? I thought there were 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sandow, Kidd, Christian, Santino, Tenzai, Cody, Dolph, Sin Cara. That's it.
Okay, well you only had 7 fingers up, so.
Well, I couldn't do 8 because I had my hands full.
Oh, okay.
Well, I can do it on one hand if I really wanted to, but I wanted to mess y'all's head. I've been talking about this with everybody online, everybody that I've been DMing back and forth on Twitter or Facebooking back and forth with. I believe Cody's time to hold the briefcase.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I was gonna go with Dolph originally because Dolph, deserves more than that brief little Teddy Long and Vicky Guerrero shenanigans interrupted thing that happened. But honestly,
But he doesn't need the briefcase.
He needs a briefcase. He's got that status.
Yeah, Dolph has presented himself as a viable enough contender that he does not need the push of the briefcase.
No, Cody does. Cody, as much as he's been a great Intercontinental Champion over the last year and a great, upper mid-carder at the end of the day, to get his hands on the World Heavyweight Championship, he needs to be able to cancel it. And I think that with the right push, with the briefcase holding, like with The Miz, like with Bryan, like with Edge, like with Rob didn't need it, like with CM Punk the first couple times he was champion, those kind of things will elevate Cody even further. I think that when he does cash it in, win or lose, it'll make him look superstar status more than he already is.
Okay. That's a hell of a prediction.
Okay.
I'd be lying though. I said that there's a small part of me that still doesn't say Wade Barrett.
You think he's going to show up?
I'm going to officially pick Cody too because he's in the match. Mm-hmm. But as far as I know, Wade is ready to come back.
So with the asterisk that Wade Barrett will pull a test attacking Scotty 2 Hottie before the Immunity Battle Royal.
Except it'll be Santino Marella.
And take the spot.
Because let's be real, which one doesn't fit?
Yeah. Well, right now, at this point, Tenzai, because he's been jobbing like a mother and said he's a U.S. champion.
But Tenzai is at least a viable threat to the championship. Santino, not so much.
No. But we'll see what happens.
So, if Wade Barrett comes back, attacks one of the people in the match, more than likely Santino, and inserts himself in the match, you heard it here first, I'm calling Wade Barrett. That doesn't happen, the match stays the course, Cody Rhodes.
All right.
Hands down.
And then you have the WWE All-Stars version of the Money in the Bank match for the WWE title contract.
The botched All-Stars version,
Yeah,
because
seriously.
they could have done so much more with this match. It's like, okay, 4 guys, the caliber of the guys that we got is okay, but let's be realistic. Why is there not 8 guys in this match?
Because they want to make sure these 4 guys get that showcase by themselves, whether it's right or wrong.
Right. But what I'm saying is that they opened this to former WWE champions. Correct? Correct? Okay. Instead of booking Alberto Del Rio in the World Heavyweight title match, give that shot to somebody else, throw him in the Money in the Bank match. That's one more WWE champion. Instead of Brock Lesnar making his return on the 1000th Raw to set up the Triple H match at SummerSlam, part of the conditions should have been that Brock will accept the match with Hunter for SummerSlam if he gets put in the Money in the Bank match, which then could have potentially made Brock Triple H a title match.
Well, but yeah, remember.
There's another former WWE champion. Rey Mysterio's suspension was over as of June 25th.
But I think he's still hurt.
No.
No?
He was ready to come back, and then he failed the drug test.
Okay.
Rey Mysterio's drug test suspension ended on June 25th. Even though he only held the title for about 5 minutes before Cena had to take it back, former WWE champion. Mysterio in the match.
Okay.
Throw Triple H in the match, to further plant that seed for the SummerSlam match. Well, if Brock Lesnar is going to get into this match, if that's one of your demands, I'm throwing myself in it too to make sure you don't win.
Kind of like the John Cena
There's an eighth WWE champion.
All right.
You could always dust off the Undertaker's old decrepit ass and throw him in the match. As it is, John Cena has got a huge heel to climb. Because you've got Big Show and Kane, former tag champions, together in the match. You got Jericho, former tag champions, in the match.
But they've shown
all gunning for Cena.
Well, they've shown over the last few weeks though that Jericho alliance is no longer viable, nor is the Kane Big Show alliance.
That's what they want us to think. When you get in the match and you're trying to eliminate your biggest threat, which at the end of the day, let's be real, is John Cena. So I'm not picking him to win because he is the biggest threat. He is going to get game banged on like his name was Jenna Jameson. So he will end up pulling it out at the end. Okay, Jasmine St. Clair.
There you go, that works. Okay, there we go. Sorry, Jenna.
But
if you're watching, which you're not.
Once they get in there and start trying to get a hold of somebody, whether you like that person or you don't, 2-on-1 is always better odds than 1-on-1.
True. And I agree with you that John is a bigger threat because he's already promised to take out the Big Show, make sure he didn't win. And he vowed on Monday to win the Money in the Bank contract. And usually when John Cena comes out there and says something more often than not, it happens.
It's like a Vince McMahon guarantee.
And as much as I have been a fan of John in the last year and a half, I don't want him to win Money in the Bank. I don't think he needs Money in the Bank. He doesn't need Money in the Bank to be
None
the
of them
champion.
do.
None of them do. But if they're gonna, of those four guys, you know, having John have the briefcase, you know, could be the catalyst to have him, you know, maybe have a babyface champion by the time he cashes in and be like, my turn. And then finally he'd be like, yep, I didn't need any of y'all. I earned this briefcase myself, with people, whatever. It could happen.
I'd like to believe that that's finally going to happen, but WWE has proven time and again that they just don't know when to take the opportunity when it presents itself to them.
But maybe
they have been handed John Cena heel turn scenarios on silver freaking platters more than a few times.
I know.
And have flushed them down the toilet like a case bounce.
I don't know where to go from there. I'm picking John. I don't know where to go from there.
So, not knowing where to go from there.
That's right.
From Long Beach Clothing Company, 4218 Atlantic Avenue, I'm the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams.
I'm the flabbergasted Jeff Meacham.
And we will see you next time, Sunday night, with our thoughts on the pay-per-view.